I've seen some comments on the channel as well as quite a few posts on Reddit of guys who are lacking confidence and it's really affecting their lives. They're not getting the dating life that they want. They're not moving to the locations that they want or working the careers that they want or making the money that they want. And they contributed to low confidence, which is definitely going to have a huge effect on you. I struggled with this all throughout my childhood. I felt very average. In my mind, I knew I think I was great. I was destined for more, but I just could never get out of my own way. I just assumed I was low confidence. That's just something you're born with. You can't fix it. People are born talented. They're born popular. They're born courageous. They're born adventurous. And that just wasn't me. And it wasn't until my divorce that I started to figure this out, started to do things that would build my confidence. So I thought I would share my journey just to show how I started off as a pretty happy child. But then along the way, I listened to these agreements that came into my head saying that I wasn't enough. You can kind of see the transformation all the way through my marriage and then up until where I am at today. So let's dive into it. Hopefully this kind of helps enlighten you that it is possible to build confidence. It's not something you're born with. It is something that you work towards. You can make a difference in your life if you want to take some of the right actions. One of the things that really helped me was just being aware that I could change. I felt very stuck. I thought I was just the way I was. And I'll probably mention that again here as we're going through this, because it was something that once I realized I could change, it just kind of flipped the switch in my head and made me realize there was stuff I could do to get the life that I wanted. So let's dive in. This is me as a child. You can see I'm pretty happy child. These are my parents. This is 1983 when I was born. I got a cute puppy. I got my Santa Claus. This was my favorite toy. I kept this thing until I was probably 10, 11 years old, way longer than I should have. I took this thing everywhere. I love that thing. I guess I had probably I needed some sort of security because I couldn't sleep without this thing. So there's probably something there, but yeah, I held that toy for a very long time. It does not look like that anymore. But yeah, you can just see I'm kind of happy, but I also start wearing glasses and it shouldn't really matter, but you can see here this picture with the red glasses. I remember my friends would tease me and call me Ralphie from The Christmas Story, if you've ever seen that. And they were just being fun, just teasing. But I took that very personally. Like I thought maybe because people were teasing me, I wasn't good enough. And I think this is probably where a lot of this self-doubt came in, because I would see TV shows with guys with glasses like Family Matters with Urkel. And I'd be like, oh, okay, well, if I wear glasses, then I'm the joke and people don't like me and I'm not good enough. So I had these glasses. You'd see like Saved by the Bell, Screech, like he was the dorky one and Zach was the cool one. And because I had glasses, I would never be cool. So this is kind of where I attribute this to. I don't know for sure. I haven't dug deep into this, but I do remember being very self-conscious at a very early age about my glasses. And my haircut, like you could see here, glasses with the bowl cut, glasses. And I was also very ashamed of doing karate for some reason. Like no one else was doing it. So I thought I was the outsider who wasn't cool, but I was actually very good at it and I loved doing it, but I never wanted to tell anybody about it. I always wanted approval from others. Growing up, very early age, always needed to try to fit in, wanted to be the popular kid, no real confidence. Even when I was doing well in karate and winning awards and winning state championships, I just didn't feel like it was that big of accomplishment. I couldn't tell my friends, they wouldn't care. It wasn't anything I celebrated. It was just like, okay, that's done. It didn't help me improve my social skills or whatever. Like it just didn't seem to matter much. And then as you can see, like throughout the years, I'm not standing up straight. I'm always hunched over. This final pick, like I can't even smile in the camera. And I just progressively just got more and more quiet, less confident. I realized, at this time, girls were starting to like boys, but they never liked me. And I never showed any intent towards the girls I liked because I guess I didn't know, but I always thought like, oh, I couldn't tell her that because there's no way she would like me. And because of that, you can see now when I'm in high school, I started to fall into weed, drugs, alcohol, like whatever I could to feel different, to feel like I belonged into a group. So I started smoking weed. I started growing my hair out. I started to become a hippie. I think I'm high in like all these photos except for the military ones. But like, I just stopped. I thought that was what was going to make me fit in. Like, that would make me accepted. That would start building my confidence. But even then, I didn't have confidence because I felt like a loser because I was just smoking weed, skipping school, not hanging out with anybody who's going to help me progress. At this time, I didn't even know like I could improve. No one, I never learned about like David Goggins or like nobody's coming to save you. Like there's things I could have done in high school that would have made me feel better about myself. I could have practiced social skills. I could have gone to the gym. I could have read books that would educate me. I could have uh, gone on road trips or tried to meet new people rather than just hiding and smoking weed and drinking and doing acid and cocaine and all that stuff. But you can see the progression. Like I look happy in these photos where with I have the long hair. I'm definitely high, but I'm around my family, so I'm acting and I'm getting a picture taken, so I'm gonna smile. But if I was gonna go socialize with somebody new, I would just shut down, not be quiet. I remember I was with a group of friends that I was smoking weed with, and they told me that they really liked me when I was high because I would talk and joke around. I was like, "Oh, okay, so that's how I fit in. I have to do more drugs to be myself." That's why the drinking always came up. I'll probably go more into my drug and alcohol use in a later video. This is more just about like how my lack of confidence really affected me in high school. I was just looking for any way to fit in. This was my senior photo. Wasn't proud of it. Like I had baggy jeans. I look sad. I have glasses on again. My haircut's not great. I just had no confidence. So I didn't even submit this to the yearbook because I didn't want anyone to see me. And then you can see my driver's license. I'm definitely looking like a burnout, like a this guy doesn't have any goals. And I was on this trajectory for a long time until I got arrested. And then because of that arrest, I went into the military. And the military was great for me. I learned a lot. I learned some discipline, but I still didn't build much confidence, even when I was winning awards there. Like this is me winning the Honor Guard Airman of the Quarter. I was very proud of that, but at the same time, like I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't think I was the best honor guard or like there's things I would mess up on. So I still always had that lack of confidence, probably always focused on things I need to do better rather than things I've done well. So this is a recurring theme. I still deal with this to this day. But yeah, even after I graduated, like you can see here, I look sad. Here I shaved my head because I just needed something to change about myself. I just wasn't happy. I had depression. I didn't know how to cure it. I was not doing my best in the military. I would smoke in my house. I wouldn't take care of my uniform. I have to imagine I smelled disgusting, but no one ever pointed it out. No one tried to mentor me or like build me up and try to teach me like, hey, this is how you be a man. Not to blame anybody. I could have definitely used that, but because I didn't have that at the time, there was no that I know of. There wasn't YouTube videos I could watch or weren't books on tape that I could have listened to. I didn't really know much about self development. I just thought, this is who I am. Just be yourself. That's what you are. You're quiet. You're depressed, but you're doing fine. You're coping. You're managing to get by. So even in the military, still not very confident. There's things that I did. I was proud of being in the military. That was one thing that I did enjoy telling people I was about. But even to this day, when people say I'm a veteran, I feel like, well, I didn't actually go on deployments. I was in a clinic all day. So even then, I still have this inability to, I guess, feel that I did something maybe. I don't know. So maybe I still have some confidence issues. That's what you're always working on, right? But you just see like the body language, the hairstyle, the lack of even trying to take care of myself. It just continued into my marriage. So even now, I even got worse. Like I'm not dressing better. I'm getting overweight. I'm smiling in these photos, but I was very unhappy. I was the nice guy where I would do everything for others, but I'd get very upset if nothing was done for me. I would hold grudges. I would get upset in my car over little things like traffic. I would yell at video games if I got killed or the teammates weren't helping me, like just stupid shit because I didn't like who I was so much and I didn't like my situation. I felt trapped. I felt like there probably was more for me because you have that ego. Your ego's telling you like, "Oh, you're so great. If only people knew how great you were, you'd do this." And that didn't happen. So, like, I'm listening to my ego, but I'm looking at my reality, and they just don't line up. Um, so my low confidence continued. I didn't try hard at work because I didn't think I could do it. I was doing software development, wasn't very good at it. I had this mindset that because I wasn't good, I wasn't born with this skill. It wasn't for me. So I half-assed work, which means then I would just come home and play video games. I didn't really try in life. Never never read useful books, never watched useful content. It was all just distracting myself from the person I was, which didn't make me confident. It made me depressed. It made me want to eat garbage. It made me not want to try. And it wasn't until the divorce when it really woke me up that, okay, well, I'm in a new situation and I've got to do something because I'm even more miserable now than before. And it was when I started realizing that, I listened to these books on tape. I listened to Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, No More Mr. Nice Guy, um, Jim Rohn, like all these people I started listening to. I don't know even how I came across it, to be honest. I was probably looking up stuff like how to talk to women because my wife had left me for a guy. So I was wanting to get back out there right away. Like I knew she had moved on. She didn't want me anymore, but that pain was still there because, she's with somebody else. I'm sitting alone at home, low confidence. Like I need to figure out something. And somehow I figured out that I could build confidence with women, with my life, and in general. So then I started listening to these books like Zig Ziglar. You can get everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. Jim Rohn, don't get bitter, get better. Tony Robbins, without pain, there's no growth. Stuff like that. Nobody's coming to save you. I could sit at home all day being miserable, feeling sad about my situation, staying low confidence, or I could start taking steps that would build me up. And so I started listening to Marcus Oki, who taught me about charisma and the fact that I could practice my social skills. Alpha M, who taught me about style, about shaving, about growing a beard, about, how to wear proper fitting clothes. Tom Torero, who told me about sexual marketplace value, about how working out, charisma, education, like all this stuff, traveling, all these stories really builds you up. And so after that, that's when I went into Boston. And you can start to see um, where my development is. I've made these posts. I don't know if I should show all this stuff. I don't want it to come off as bragging or anything, but these were very important people in my life, very important events in my life. So I'm just going to share it. Hopefully it's helpful to you guys. But as you can see, this is one of the very earliest photos I have of me starting to socialize, me being in Boston. I'm no longer the quiet kid in the background, like this guy in the back. That would have been me years ago. Instead, now I'm the life of the party. I was drinking here, so that makes it much easier, but I'm still able to start being myself. I felt like I was the life of the party. We're having fun. I was starting to feel free. I was learning some of the social skills that I'd been listening to. And I started to build more confidence little by little, step by step. This led me into going to Vegas. And then I have this big group of friends. So now I'm making friends with people that are like-minded like me, that want to go out, that want to improve themselves. They have interesting hobbies. We're not just sitting around all day playing video games, which is what I was doing and what I would have done if I was in Wisconsin. I'm going to nightclubs with my girlfriend and her, like just a bunch of people, going to a Sum 41 show, building my confidence, going to travel to these places that I've always wanted to go. Sum 41 was a huge effect on me. So it was great to spend it with a girl that I really liked. In the past, I never would have thought this was possible. And it wouldn't have been if I wasn't developing my confidence, able to go talk to people, getting out of my small town of Wisconsin, moving to Las Vegas, then getting dressed up, going on dates with attractive women, feeling confident because I'm wearing a nice suit. I never wore a nice suit before this. I was 35, 34, 35 at the time. I'd never worn a nice suit before this. Like, I wore my Air Force uniform, which was like given to me and part of the requirements, but I never dressed up nice. I never had a nice fancy dinner with a girl. So my confidence is starting to build, and it's taken me on places that I never thought possible, between moving out of my small town, not knowing anybody, just starting over. That started to build my confidence, practicing the social skills, going to Vegas, and continuing to just build myself up daily, like listening to positive inputs. There's tons of books I can recommend for you if you ever want any advice. Four Agreements is probably my number one, because I had all these agreements in my head that I had to get rid of, that I wasn't good enough. No one would ever like me. I couldn't do this. I couldn't be the guy who traveled. Like, that's too scary. I've never even really left Wisconsin. My whole travel was either from Missouri to Wisconsin and back again. Like, that was the extent of my ex and I's travel. We never went overseas. We didn't really take any crazy adventures. I didn't think that was for me until I started to listen to this stuff and build it up. So hopefully this stuff is kind of registering with you that it is possible. You can make changes in your life that could take you on these crazy adventures. Skiing in Canada. I never thought I'd go to Banff, Canada. Like, that's pretty interesting. Colombia, meeting cute girls that I'm still in contact with to this day, going to Guatepe. Getting good photos for my online dating profile, like taking that stuff seriously, like starting to build this out, because I know it's possible. In the past, I would have seen one of these posts that dating apps don't work, and I probably would have believed it instead of taking the time to get proper photos. So I started to get these good photos. I made friends in Austin, went to Emo Bingo. This was my all-time favorite event. I want to bring it to every city I go to. Just loved it. Met so many people there. And this is really where I started to build even more confidence that I could go out completely sober, sing, feel like myself, meet new people. And yeah, I just felt a lot more free. I still had these doubts in my head, like, oh, maybe I should do this. And I don't know that if that goes away. I still have that to this day. But I was able to actually go out, be fun, be playful without drinking. And that really just opened my eyes into more of, okay, I can keep building this confidence. I can keep doing more and more. Then I went to Spain, had some great relationships there. This is at the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Picasso Museum, outside of I don't remember the name of this. Sorry for my language. But yeah, just building confidence, traveling, getting on these adventures, then going to Mexico, having this, making great new friends, dressing up like Santa on Christmas, getting another photo for my dating profile, meeting girls that I'm still like, were great relationships, great people. They changed my life in a positive way. And then off to Minneapolis, where I started a business and I met some more great people. And I started to get even more confident by getting my suit out, taking proper photos, just feeling like my life was not coming to, like, I was still stressed out with the cleaning business and didn't know where I was going, but I was definitely a lot more confident socially. I was taking steps because I knew, even if I wasn't confident that day to say, go do an approach, I still knew by doing it, it would help my life in some way. And most of the time, you're not going to feel confident until you do it anyways. Like these photos for the suit, I was not confident that they would turn out at all. I was kind of in a bad mood. And, you just keep putting in the effort. We just kept taking more and more photos, and they ended up turning out pretty great. And then I'm doing like puppy yoga and going to New Orleans and Chicago and all these adventures. And now it takes me to Australia, which is where I've met even cooler guys, like getting photos with a koala, going to Bali, going to Sydney. I've always dreamt of going to Sydney. So all this stuff was not just something that I was just confident my whole life and it just evolved into this. And it didn't just happen overnight. It was because I made that conscious decision when I was hurting in divorce that I needed to do something. No one was going to save me. I realized that I wanted to become a guy that was attractive to women and that had an attractive lifestyle and had adventures and went to all these places that I've always dreamed of. Always wanted to go to Barcelona, always wanted to go to London, Sydney, Australia. And now I'm doing it. And it's not because I was just born confident or I just felt confident one day. It's just little by little, you start doing these things and you just realize what you are capable of. I started having a lot more confidence when I got arrested in Mexico and I realized that, that was a terrible situation. I was very, I guess I didn't know what to expect. I'm in a foreign jail with rats and feces on the wall and didn't speak the same language and didn't know anybody's phone number. So I didn't know how long I was going to be there. But as I was in there, I just knew I could handle it. Like, it's no big deal. As long as they don't feed me to the dogs that are barking at the end of the block, I'll be fine. I can handle it. And that wasn't just something I was born with. It's something that, because I've been doing these things to build my confidence, that I was able to just say, yep, this sucks now. I'll do. All right, the camera died, so I'm filming this on my phone now. I already went through how I was not confident growing up. I built my confidence over time through action. So if you are struggling with approaching, if you're struggling with, living the life that you want, it's not going to get any better until you start taking actions. I've not been wanting to do these approaches most days. I did 10, 12 approaches today. Was able to get one phone number that didn't lead anywhere. Most of the interactions were blowouts. It didn't really affect me. It doesn't determine if I'm a good person or not. My confidence is much better than it used to be, but I'm not where I want to be. And doing these approaches, I know, will make me more confident in the long run because I'm taking the actions to learn, to improve, to get the life that I want. It's making me become more aware of how I'm behaving, how I'm presenting myself. I noticed today, which I probably do in these videos, I talk very fast sometimes. I could feel the nervous energy inside me when I'm talking to these girls because they're very pretty. I still have these beliefs from childhood or wherever that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe she's too pretty for me. Maybe I'm not worthy, whatever. But the fact is, like, maybe she's not a good fit for me. Like, I don't know anything about her. Maybe she's super crazy, or maybe we just aren't a good match together. Who knows? Like, I'm giving myself now at least the opportunity to find out. I'm trying to build that abundance because I think a lot of guys who are low confidence, I'll speak for myself, it was easier to get into a committed relationship because I didn't have low confidence. I didn't think another girl would come by that would like me. So even though I noticed there was a lot of red flags, I just wanted to hold on and not like lose that one relationship because I didn't know where the next one was coming. So I don't want that to happen to me again, which is why I'm so focused on building abundance, building my confidence so that I know I don't need to chase the right woman. It should just come. I'm going to build my skill set so I'm ready when she does appear. She's not going to approach me. I'm going to have to put in work to find her. But I want to be ready for that situation when that happens. And doing these approaches, sticking to my diet, journaling, making these YouTube videos, I'm doing things that I said I would do, which is also building my confidence. Maybe these videos aren't going to be great, but I told myself I'm going to make it, so I'm going to do it anyways. Maybe I won't get enough sleep tonight, but I said I would journal, and I'm going to do that anyways. So building confidence does take time. I'll make a video coming up of ways that you can build your confidence, things that worked for me, things that I'm still continuing to do. But don't let that be an excuse to not take action. You'll find that even if you are low confident and you are struggling with that approach anxiety, which we all face, once you start doing it, it will actually build your confidence because you can see that you've already been in that situation. A lot of low confidence comes from not knowing what to do in a situation because you've never done it. So approaching a girl and saying she looks very nice is very intimidating at first if you've never done it. But say you do that 20 times and you just say, hey, you look very nice, and then walk away, it's not that big a deal anymore. You've gained confidence in that area now. So just continuing to take these steps will build your confidence over time. Lack of confidence is not really, I guess I'll say, it's not an excuse to not do something. Most guys who started where I am, like, we didn't have confidence. We just had to start doing things that would build it. And it's always pushing your comfort zone. You're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. So if you're not pushing your comfort zone, you're just not building yourself up. And that's where the confidence comes from. So I'll leave that here. Day 3 challenge was very successful. Got blown out a lot, but still did what I committed to do. I'm getting better. I'll see what happens at the end of this 60 days. But yeah, so far I'm feeling good. I'm energized. I didn't want to go do those approaches, but I said I would do it. And I could have got disheartened and just quit, but I said I would do 12. And then, you know, you have some good interactions here or there. And the ones that don't go so well, you learn from and you build up for the next time. So that by the end of 60 days, who knows? Maybe I'll have an entirely different life. We'll see. But things are going well. Gonna finish editing this video, get up and do it again tomorrow. I'll leave it there. Peace.